Hello everyone, I am one of the developers from Aurora Devs, and today I will show you how to integrate the replicated vaulting and mantling system with Lyra. The first thing you want to do is open your content browser and enable Show Plugin Content. Inside your plugins folder, open the Shooter Maps content, Maps, then open the Firing Range. Open your World Partitioner window. Select all the cells, right-click, then load all the selected cells. Next, we're going to prepare the blueprints we're going to be using. Type hero in the search bar and open the hero shooter mannequin. Leave that one open. Next, click on the characters folder and look for the animation blueprint of your base Lyra character. What we're going to be doing now is creating a new slot in the additive group. Make sure that it's in the additive group and not the default group. Name this new slot additive parkour and add this slot in right before the layered blend per bone. Now we're going to be migrating the replicated vaulted mantling system. Make sure to select the content folder of your Lyra project. Next, we're going to set up the parkour components. Add the BP parkour component and the BP interpolation component. Open your construction script. Drag out your interpolation and parkour components and call the onInitialized function. Make sure to initialize the interpolation component before the parkour component. Get a reference to self here. Duplicate it for the other function. Compile and save. Now we're going to retarget the parkour animations. Go to the Aurora Devs RVM projects folder and look for the UE4 Mani IK rig. Replace the target IK with the Lyra mannequin. As you can see here, we have some issues with the fingers being twisted, so we're gonna fix that. Click on the chain mapping and select all the bones that end with metacarpal. Once these are selected, disable copy using FK. As you can see, the fingers have been fixed. Select the root bone and change the translation mode to globally scaled. Now select all the animation sequences for the slide-in and export them. Here I'll be exporting them to a new folder called parkour. Next we need to export the climbing animations. And make sure to select the animation montages and not the animation sequences. So the ones with the blue icons. Now that that's done, let's set up the sliding animations. Create montages from the animation sequences we've just retargeted. You want to set the slot to the additive parkour slot and you want to add the curve disable leg IK, that way IK isn't interfering with the animation. You want to set the value to 1 for the entire duration of the animation. And you want to do the same thing for the slide main montages and the slide start montages. Next, open the vault-in montage. You want to add a curve called scale down weapon right. That's to hide the weapon during the animation. You want it to be set, have a value of 1 during almost the entire animation, then fade to 0 at the very end. In order to do that, just add 2 keys, one 70% or 80% of the animation and one at the very end. The one at the very end should have a value of 0. We should set the default slot to the full body. Then we're going to add curves to disable leg IK and both hands. And now we're going to do the same thing for the mental high montage and the mental low montage. So same as always, we're going to scale down the weapon. It should be a cosets value of 1, then fade to 0 at the very end. Set the slot to full body. And add the disable IK curves. Same thing for the montage low. Now that that's done, we're going to reopen our character blueprint and we're going to set up the animations. Right-click on the newly added parkour component and look for the retargeted versions of the montages. Now we're going to be setting up the input. You want to add an action input here. Call it IA_RVM_slide. And create a new one called IA_RVM_climb. You want the trigger set to pressed for both actions. Next, we're going to head into the mappings folder. Here I'm going to use only the keyboard and mouse mapping. You can set whichever one you want. I'm going to add the climbing action. I'm going to use the F key. Make sure to set is player mappable to true. Next, add the sliding action. Set it to the X key and set is player mappable to true. Now to set up these inputs, go to the character blueprint, right click and look for the enhanced input. For the climbing, you want to call try find obstacle and vault. And for the sliding, you want to call the slide function. As you can see, there were some rotation issues here. We can fix that very easily. Open your character blueprint and disable use controller rotation yaw. Then select the character movement component and enable use controller desired rotation. This will make it so that the character doesn't try to rotate during animation montages towards the camera. As you can see, you can climb and the weapon disappears while climbing. You can vault. You can slide and shoot at the same time, thanks to our additive parkour slot. And that's it. I hope this wasn't too complicated. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop by the Discord server. You can also drop us a review at the marketplace page to get verified on the Discord server and get access to asset-specific customer support. You can also send us an email at support@auroradevs.eu. Thank you, and until next time.